Welcome to yet another Tool Talk session. This time we are discussing about the stamping dies in modern automotive manufacturing. And in these 3 years of Tool Talk that we have started, we have never been focused on this particular topic. And here we are today with Mr. Yogesh Morade, who is General Manager of Operations at Tool and Die Plant in Nashik, who is also expert in stamping dies. And that's what we are going to discuss with him about how it shapes the efficiency, the precision, innovation in automotive industry, and what are the new happening in the stamping die segment. So to introduce Mr. Yogesh, I would like to invite Mr. Shanmuga Sundaram, Vice President of Tagma India, to introduce Mr. Yogesh. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone. Welcome back again to the Tool Talk. So, Yogesh Morade ji, welcome for this Tool Talk. Thanks for your time. And on behalf of
Thank you.
Tagma EC member, I welcome you. And Yogesh, General Manager of Operation, about something about Yogesh is Yogesh Murada, General Manager of Operation at the Tool and Die plant in Nashik, brings with 28 years of extensive expertise in stamping dies, encompassing engineering, design, manufacturing, and quality. A mechanical engineer from Pune University, he has been trained by renowned Japanese die maker like Fuji Technica, known for his specialization in critical skin panel dies, including body side and fender. He has played a pivotal role in new development at Mahindra. Yogesh has successfully developed stamping dies for Mahindra's automotive, tractor, and truck projects, along with several external OEM customers, showcasing his dedication to the innovation and precision in die manufacturing. Thanks for joining with us today evening. Sir, over to you and Nishant. Let us deliberate and let us have your experience and thoughts about the recent developments.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Yogesh, I had different question to you for the first one, but I just heard Mr. Shan talking about you having some experience in Japan and working with Fuji-san. So, would you like to just talk about little bit about the Japanese die making industry and your experience working with Fuji Technica, and what did you learn to start with?
Uh, yeah, Good afternoon, and thanks Tagma and Tagma EC committee members and Nishan for inviting me to have dialogue on this topic with industry people. So we'll begin with the story of '97 when we wanted to start a die shop in Mahindra. Earlier, we used to import the dies, and then we had an agreement with Fuji Technica, that is a Fuji San we call. And then we went there. We learned right from scratch how to design, how to make programs, how to manufacture die, how to try it out. So we were there, a team of 12 people. We trained. We got ourselves extensive trained there for 6 months to 1 year. Okay, and then we try to bring back all those learnings and start our operations in a way. So coming to the culture of Japanese die makers, they have a lot of hands-on skilled people working for a long time. They become expert in their area and they don't move into generalist role. They deep dive into making the same thing again and again, and they specialize themselves. Okay? And same way, and they were good supply to people like Ford, GM, Honda. So that's what we learned from their projects also. So that is about Japanese, and after that, the Korean industry also got evolved, followed by Japanese. So we had fortune to work with both these country people for getting some of the dies developed from them. But now we can discuss many of the things we are doing on our own.
Got it.
But the credit goes to their technology and their art. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it, sir. So I'll come back to you on this point again, but to start with, maybe if you could talk more about the latest trends in global automotive manufacturing, especially in the product design and the manufacturing part related to the stamping dies. If you could just talk.
Yeah. So you must have observed now all the automotive companies, designs are mainly focused for the safety of the people. So everybody's targeting the safety norms should be achieved. No discussion, this debate on that, and the customer is also so much of aware. And the second point, everybody is working on the fuel efficiency, and now with the electric, the range. So that's why the body design or the BIW design and the closure of it has become very, very critical to balance it out the both the structural performance in terms of torsional rigidity, then bending strengths, and same time meeting crash and light weighting of the vehicle. So that way it has become a very complex designing process, complex, and that's why it is coming to complex manufacturing process, right from stamping feasibility of the part to making the stamping dies to assemble it and paint it and go ahead. So that way, these two focus. One is safety of the car, lightweighting, and of course, nobody's going to now think about a car styling or design which is not contemporary or it is not futuristic. So that is what 2-3 things are driving the design at any OEM, and especially I can talk of Mahindra, and that has been our DNA. And that, of course, down the line will put a challenge to the tool makers, the stamping die designers, the stamping die maintenance people, and everybody. Okay. So that's how it is evolving now, and we are happy and we are fortunate to be part of this transformational journey from a vehicle making like a Jeep to making vehicle like this born electric vehicle or electric origin SUV is what we call is right now.
Okay, okay. So you set the tone of the session by highlighting some of the trends shaping up in the automotive industry, and one of the biggest trend is the electric vehicles. So, my next question is like if electric vehicle becomes, mainstream, how it is going to influence the design and manufacturing process in the automotive industry? What changes would you have to adopt? Even because even with EV, lightweighting will be in the trend. So,
yeah. So with that, you must have seen because of this electric. So electric vehicle is not a vehicle, okay. So it is more of an experience, okay. It has got a lot of other value proposition like software, entertainments, the good design, styling, the features and everything. And of course, for the range, the lightweighting is very important. And you must have seen some of the videos from Mahindra explanation about the lightweightings around in the body structure, around 50%, more than 50% parts are high strengths. Okay.
Right.
So out of that also 22% parts of boron steel. Okay. So that way the getting the part first time right, achieving the dimension quality for these high strengths, ultra high strength parts, where the strength is more than 1000 MPa, it is becoming challenging. And for the dent resistance of the vehicle, also the outer skin panel material is also required differently. So that it all put together for the body parts, structural parts, and the skin parts. Both it is very exciting also, but I'll say it's challenging also. Okay, so it is not the same way.
Right. Okay, before we move on, to everyone else, if you have any question for Mr. Yogesh, please put that in a chat box, and after our conversation, Mr. Yogesh can address those one by one. So please post it there. So, Mr. Yogesh, we have seen in last 1 month or so the two products that came from Mahindra. It looks really world class, and as a consumer also, if I have to talk about it, it looks really great design. And you guys have made so many good videos talking about the engineering also, what goes into manufacturing of that. So can you please talk about those two particular products, especially when it comes to the die design and stamping process that you guys must have done in-house?
Yeah. So we will. I'll explain in the 2-3 steps. Okay. So it had a lot of aggressive styling or the design. We call it the design of many people know the styling. Very feature line, especially the 6E. The hood is totally different, like a sports car. Okay. When we also saw that proto, we were also a little bit afraid whether it will make a reality in life or not. Okay. So, but we took that challenge. And so, as you know, we are from tool and die plant Mahindra.
Right.
So our endeavor is to make most of the toolings for the critical parts in India. So we took that challenge, and I can proudly tell you that most of the exterior panels, whatever you see on the both the vehicles, they are designed, developed, and manufactured at our plant. Barring for some capacity, we still had to import, but most of the things we did here. So we had to take this challenge, how the skin quality can be maintained, how the dimension stability can be done. Of course, we have to optimize the process also because of number of operations. And other for lightweighting of the vehicle, the structured part, Mahindra, as a Mahindra, we try to implement all the technologies for high strength, ultra strength, including hot forming. So
Right.
last couple of projects, Mahindra also has implemented hot forming parts in this BIWs. But talking about tooling from our plant perspective, we contributed to all the skin panels, including the fenders and hoods and doors and roofs and tailgates. So that, but we approach it a different way. We did first time right engineering, we did a first time right manufacturing, we did first time right throughout, and then we try to say whatever lessons learned we had earlier. So those have gone into this. So it is all innovation, front loading, collaborative, then taking challenges and proving it out.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, with the help of our ecosystem in India, other suppliers, tool makers, some facility we use of them also.
Okay. Okay. So, whatever tool that was used, was it all made in India?
So that's what I'm coming to. Around, if you talk about A category, more than 60 to 70% is made in India.
Okay.
Mild steel is 100% made in India, but for some of the high strength, still we have to depend on many tool makers outside India.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, to touch upon that aspects as well, why do we have to depend on the imports? Is it because it's not available in India, or is it because we don't find enough tool makers who can serve your demand, or how is it like?
Especially high strength parts, okay, 980 and above.
Okay.
There, I think our tooling industry is still working. I think they will
Okay.
come up. So now the import percent has gone to very minimal now. Okay. And if I can talk of A category parts, like we make it in house, but only because of capacity we have to go. If 2-3 programs are running parallel, otherwise there is no chance of going out.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so again, coming back to the stamping dies part, what unique innovations or approach do you follow in your company when using the design and maintaining the stamping dies?
Yeah, actually, the unique approach is what is said. We do a lot of concurrent engineering with our design team. Being a OEM, we do a lot of concurrent engineering. We discuss with our design team. We see that we get our experience here with the design team. We do front loading. We try to see that, and whenever we have challenge, we come together and we try to resolve it. And sometimes we take
Okay,
challenging designs also, that how to make a die innovative, how to make it in less number of operations, how we can save on the material, how we can save on the number of dies. So this kind of all innovative tools, techniques we use, and primarily more our focus is on the working simultaneously and collaborative with all the functions. And we
okay,
try to see that the end user, the press shop, or everybody is also taken into confidence. So their inputs also important. So
okay,
that way we approach. It's our DNA to collaborate more.
okay, okay. So you in previously you just mentioned about sourcing most of the tools and die from the Indian supplier or making it in house. So when you source from the vendors, how do you collaborate with your vendors and suppliers to ensure high quality material and precision in your die manufacturing? Like, is there any challenge you face in managing your stamping die supply chain? And if at all you face, how do you overcome those things? And what are your suggestions to the tool makers then?
Actually, the challenges what we face is a little bit of uh, getting it done from like many people have the challenge of keeping the key people in their place due to the
Okay.
attrition, right? And normally we have good control on their engineering and design, so we give input checks everything, and but still very good uh, ecosystem is evolving now in India also, not an issue.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the challenges I feel as a tooling industry, uh, as a tool maker, we are also facing, and all other small or medium or large tool maker also facing the challenges more or remain same. I think we discussed some of the challenges we were there in the ITS. Okay, the first is how to attract a good talent
Okay.
to this industry. Okay, so anyway, now every new generation is talking of AI, digitization, computer science, and everything. So how we get a good talent? Uh, we get a good talent to work for this industry, and then the questions comes how we retain them. Okay,
Right.
and the third questions then how you give them this passion and this to work for a tooling industry. Okay, so
Right.
it is not like any other manufacturing. It's more of a development industry. It is more of a project kind of industry where the things will be cyclic. Okay, and
Right.
so these are all the challenges industry is also facing. They are more or less in nature. They are same, but the intensity depends on the OEM to tier one to tier two die makers. Okay,
Okay.
but I think the second part of your question was like, what are the suggestion, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So I think the suggestion is that rather than depending on somebody will do for you. Okay, I think government is trying to do their bit. Organizations like Tagma, they are trying to do their bit. Okay, but per se, the mold industry is quite big. Into that, stamping is more niche. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have to find out how we get engaged with the tooling institutes where the courses are taught to the students. Okay, there are dedicated tooling industries, there are dedicated diploma colleges or some of the skill colleges. How, as a tool maker, we get engaged, how we bring in right talent, and we show them there is a good scope or there is a good future for you in this industry also. Okay, and then again. Because the tooling industry, I believe my experience is unless until you have a passion, you cannot remain in the same domain for a long time. Okay, you should have a
Right.
passion and love that. Okay, so this how the die maker or a tool maker or the company or the proprietor he looks at this as a human resource input. Okay, of course, second is use of more of technology. Right now, a lot of technologies are available. Lot of innovations are happening. So the more and more you use technology and think of a long term and future, and less depend on the only skills. So how you are making to right balance between the skills and the technology. Okay, and how you are able to do that. That will be so important. And of course, as an industry, what I say, it is a competitive industry. Okay, everybody has to compete with each other. But how the tool makers collaborate with each other while they are competing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is very important. So that is the main difference in how these other Asian countries, the tool makers work, like Japan and Korea. There the collaboration is of very high level. Okay.
Okay.
So they use a complete ecosystem and they help each other, and they of course while competing they grow each other. So same way, all these three four things if we can do as a tooling industry, maybe some tool rooms are small, some are medium, some are commercial, some are ours like our OEM. So how we approach it, because there is a lot of opportunity. I think there are challenges so many, but the opportunities are 10 times higher than the challenges.
Right. Right. So you spoke about ecosystem. How do you, according to you, what all we should do to create this good ecosystem? There are two aspects you touched upon. One is about skilled finding and retaining skilled manpower. Second is creating the holistic ecosystem which is beneficial for everyone. So when it comes to
Yeah.
skill development, do you think the industry academia partnership or companies like yours can handhold the small tool makers with some sort of tech, knowledge transfer, and then they subsequently do it with the colleges will help?
Yeah, I think that is the right approach if you want to do a long term and make it a big ecosystem. Okay, so because these are in India, we discussed this also. There are two. Academia is different, industry is different. Okay, at
Right.
bits and pieces, it has worked very well, but not as a policy. Okay, so maybe like what you said is right. The bigger OEM or tool maker handle of the small tool makers, or
Mm-hmm.
this complete OEM handles of the same. They handle of the smaller ones. Okay, and everybody try to do what he was doing last year. He should do better one next year. The better complex process, complex products. He goes on a capability. Everybody goes on a capability moment journey, so that everybody has got a place to cover.
Right.
So industry academy partnership, I think that should be thought of on a serious note. Anyway, because the numbers are not so high. Okay, the tooling industry is small. Then the people coming into industry also number, but we can find out a way out by talking to the local colleges, local institutes. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we have some, because tooling is a little bit niche. Okay, so in the
Mm-hmm.
complete mechanical production engine, again tooling, that to injection mold, and then again plastic, then PDC, and then stamping again. All these verticals together, uh,
Okay.
again they become niche. So how we become little bit flexible, we do this also and do this also. That also can help the tool makers if they
Okay.
broaden their portfolio while deepening on one product.
Sure. Okay.
How they do a forward or backward integration. Like if somebody is in stamping, we go for other tech, other toolings also, or something he can work out. Okay, but it will be suitable to his capacity of that tool maker individually. That's what my
Okay.
personal view is that.
Okay. Okay. No, that's great because that's what we have to do if we have to, enable everyone's skill development in India. So, coming back to the, stamping dies, you have touched upon this topic briefly in my previous question, but I would want you to discuss this in detail. Like, what role do stamping dies play in enabling lightweight automotive manufacturing, particularly with materials like aluminum, high strength steel, which are the new trends these days?
Yeah, I touched upon that topic. I'll
Yeah.
only add the high strength. Of course, the percentage is going up and up. Okay, so all
Okay.
and there is a big demand not from Indian OEMs but other OEMs also to get this high strength dies developed in India. So every tool maker can focus on this aspect. Okay, because not normal steel is not going to be most of the places being used now. It is 50% on the complete frame.
Okay.
And regarding aluminum, we also had a thought earlier ki mostly aluminum will come, and whenever electrical will come, everything will be of aluminum.
Okay.
But that is not yet happened. But because the aluminum, it doesn't make so much of cost effective everything. So there it is there in the niche market of many big brand OEMs. But I can tell you in Mahindra also we are not much on aluminum. So but aluminum we can go on exploration, but more than aluminum, the high strength parts going up to 1180, that capability to do it first time right and satisfy the customer and
Okay.
give the reliability of tool. That will be paramount important. It is not just making a tool and giving, but achieving
Okay.
that quality, giving it a robustness and the reliability of that tool will be important. So aluminum, I think, little bit. It is my personal view, but a little bit long way, or it is not in coming years immediately to them. That is what my personal view is that. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Just couple of questions from my side because there are so many good questions have already come from the attendees. Just two more questions I'll ask, then we'll move on to attendees
Yeah.
question. Uh, what are the benefits of adopting 3D printing or additive manufacturing technologies for the prototype die production? Because this is one technology that has been considered as future of manufacturing. So how are you utilizing this technology in your own system, or what are your opinion on adopting additive manufacturing for prototype and die production?
Okay, anyway, so I have on my understanding and views on this subject. Okay, may not be 100% right, but suppose automotive BIW and automotive assembly want to make a prototyping, which require
Right.
metallic 3D printing, right?
Yeah.
So that way it is not cost effective. It is not practically so doable because we have to make many proto parts, okay, and many vehicles for different kinds of testing. So still, as of now, the proto parts, it's still in the conventional. Of course, it is not like hard tooling. There are different skill and different design technology and design proving technology for prototyping. But as per my view, as of now, it is not so. In the especially body toolings, I'm talking of stamping parts, okay, not about the other parts like engine and other parts, plastic parts. I think there the 3D printing is very common, okay, but
Okay.
maybe where like the volumes are very less, very made to order vehicles, we don't. I'm not aware of that, but at least whatever my experience is, as of now, 3D printing per se for body parts prototyping. Uh, is not that practical, but we
Okay.
can do some of the 3D printed parts in using in a, making to utilize in a die. That is practical possibility. I think some of the people are using in injection molds and all 3D printing inserts for the core and cavity inserts for the
Yeah.
complex shapes.
Okay.
So that way we can think of utilizing 3D printing because it is also evolving and becoming more and more cost effective.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
In one of the answer you mentioned that some of the tools are still being imported from overseas, like out of India somewhere. So, what are your experience working with the Indian tool makers and the overseas tool makers? What fundamental differences you have observed?
Uh, Actually, there is a mix. Okay, I can say. So not every tool maker outside India is as reliable as other. Okay, so but
Okay.
because as a OEM, if I talk of OEM like Mahindra, suppose I want to get tool developed from my tool room or others, what will be first expected? Quality, no discussion. Quality will be required.
Mm-hmm.
How the commitment on timeline, okay, that is important, and
Yeah.
uh, and whether that tool maker or die maker is adaptable to changes if something happens. Experience of us with external world, like
Okay.
I said in China, I personally don't have any experience, but when we develop something from Japan or Korea, uh, so the tooling they develop, they have mastered like some of the part groups they have mastered for some of the times, and that's why they are able to deliver. Okay, and coming to India, so now you
Mhm.
can see there are in stamping domain, I can say, okay, like injection mold, there are a lot of commercial tools, but stamping domain, there are as of now there are not very big size commercial tools like Tata, Mahindra, and Maruti were doing as OEM. Maybe Nagata, JVML, other people are there. But these people are like quite structured. They work okay, but little bit
Mhm.
on the tier two, tier three, they have their own challenges of
Yeah.
for managing the projects getting. But I think we got something developed from India also. So a lot many good things have happened. Like people have gone to 980, some skin panel they are able to develop in last project. So so good. Okay, so
Okay.
only point is that as a project the timeline is very critical. Okay, so timeline, we have mixed experience with both the worlds, so it
Okay.
is not rightly this way or that way, but it is mixed depending on the tool maker's philosophy.
Okay. Okay. Just last question from my side. You have got so much experience in the industry. As per your experience, you are working with tool makers. What are your suggestions to the Indian tool maker if they really want to become a global?
Yeah. So maybe partly I said something, but I'll repeat it again. Okay. So first thing, you have to have a roadmap. Okay, what you are there now, and in couple of years where you want to reach. Okay, and that way if you have a thought key where I want to reach, because today I'm doing some of the tooling for this kind of product or this kind of parts. Tomorrow where I want to move in. Today I am in stamping, where I want to move in, and then invest in that direction. In not only capex, but invest in the capability building of your people, planning it well. Okay, and then take challenges, and we should listen to the customer what they want actually. Now the time to market of the vehicle has reduced like anything. Okay, so the time getting for a tool maker to deliver that,
Mm-hmm.
how we are able to reduce the throughput. Of course, quality I'm not going to discuss, because there is not going to be any discussion and deviation on the quality. Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody has to be ready. How he's going to uh, give the quality first time, right?
Yeah.
How he's going to do front loading, how he's to uh, deliver. And most important point, and it's a pain area for small industry. Okay, like Pune, there are so many tool makers, so many people jump from this place to this place to that place. So that is a challenge for everybody. But I think right investment in technology, right investment in the people development, and have a good roadmap where you want to achieve, and take a little bit bold challenges. And of course, it is not for them, for everybody as a tooling fraternity. We should collaborate each other, try to see that as a eco, not individually, but as a ecosystem, we make more and more in India, right? By
Okay.
helping each other. Like somebody is an expert in something, you can help him out. And the key area for tooling is the engineering. Okay, how, because we are known for good software development people, India. We are good in
Right.
engineering. So how we focus on the engineering, how we focus on getting the people right there, retaining them, and use
Mm-hmm.
of technology uh, for delivering right first time right.
Yeah. Yeah.
First time right for toolmaker, it's very important.
First time right should be the policy.
Yeah, of course, it has to be. You, if you want reworking on your tool, you are gone. Okay, so
Right. 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 Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for taking all the questions. And now let's take some questions from the audience. Mm, uh, to everyone else, keep on sending questions. We have 15 minutes to cover these. Uh, First question is from Mr. Bhavik Prajapati. He is asking, sir, any difference of tooling construction of EV and regular?
uh, tooling construction for EV. No, no, no. So, so we have to go to the EV design, body design. Okay. So compared to the ICE design. So as of now, I have not seen much of a difference in the pertaining to the styling. It is totally different. The
Okay.
design is different. The character lines are different, but the die design, of course, we have to take care of all these peculiar features. But
Mhm.
whether it is an EV or it is an ICE, if the design, the body design is challenging, we have to do design differently. You have to think right, do right engineering and deliver it.
Okay. Okay.
But of course,
Uh,
lightweighting, due to lightweighting, the high tensile part content is very high. There we have to develop our capability as a tool.
okay. Okay. Second question is from Mr. Muralidharan. He says, hello, sir. You spoke about dent resistant skin panel. The steel that you use for these parts, how different and or difficult it is compared to the regular steel used?
Yeah, normally now the trend has gone to BH, bake hardenable steels. Okay, rather than the normal steel, where they gain improvement the yield strength while going into the baking process of the paints. So,
Hmm.
so it has got a good formability, but little bit of challenge of getting it right. So that's why the people are moving from a normal steel to the bake hardenable. It is a not a high tensile steel, but it's uh, brake hardenable.
Okay.
But people in the world, they are talking of high strength steels for the outer panels also.
Okay. Okay. Next question from Mr. Milin Thete. As he says, as trend is going towards more lightweight vehicle and adopting aluminum parts, how will be the future of the dies in coming future in India as compared to Chinese market for overseas customers?
For aluminum, okay? The question is for aluminum, right? Yeah,
Adopting
that's I'm
aluminum.
thinking. Yeah, so aluminum die design and aluminum die proving it is little bit challenging, but I think people have mastered in many places. It's only matter of in Indian tool makers how we do right, simulate it, do it, and prove it, and that we'll have to learn little bit hard way.
Okay.
Okay, so I think many die makers from outside India, same die maker who was doing the dies for the steel part, they are also mastered in aluminum. In aluminum, basically the spring back control, the formability controls are a little bit different. So there in your engineering has to be very strong and your experience will matter.
Okay. Okay. Next question from Mr. Seshagiri Rao. He says, as our industry is getting into EV transition, does our industry OEMs are also looking after this giga casting, which now Tesla and other Chinese OEMs are undertaking? That's first part of question. Second, we are also hearing a lot about double door ring hot forming. These are going to eliminate many cold forming parts. Does our tooling industry is ready to adopt these changes?
Yeah, I think to be very frank, for this double ring, we are not yet there. We have to gear up. Okay. And about giga factory and complete this like Tesla. So I think we have to think seriously, at least in our thought process, we have to think where it is become going to reality in India.
Okay.
Yeah. So practically, I'm seeing whatever the new electric has come up. As of now, they are mostly on a conventional BIW design, but the more and more people coming to India and they are going to suppose challenge the conventional design of the body and everything, then these things can become a reality one day. But frankly speaking, it's my personal view. We have to start thinking from that direction from now.
Next question is from Mr. Shashank. He says, to make sure we don't face any issue in production line by tool fatigue and stuck scrap, do you use any simulation technologies to measure die structure strength and scrap shedding?
Okay, so for scrap shredding, we have done some of the critical analysis on the software, but as of now, we are not utilizing its 100% of 100% cases. And for die structure, we are still working on how to utilize the strengths of CAE in terms of predicting the durability and failure. Okay, we are in the exploration mode.
Okay, so you are using some simulation technologies, you're saying?
Simulation technologies for the scrap shredding and scrap flow. But for die structure analysis, we are in the exploration journey. We did some of the proof of concepts, but we are in the exploration phase.
Okay, okay. Next question is from Mr. Manoj Jamskar. What are the key challenges and opportunities related to emerging trends and technologies such as electric vehicle and autonomous driving?
So I hope this question is related to the tooling process stamping tool, right?
Yeah.
So I think partly it is already answered. But again, the challenges will be because of the lightweighting and the very aggressive design of styling and requirement of the especially to because the underbody will be different. It is not like an ICE engine. Underbody development is critical. Then the structure parts is critical, and of course the style part. You must have seen now a lot of electric vehicle, including Teslas or others, on the style or design, they are very challenging. So I think it's just matter of your experience or skill. You apply it more and think right. Okay. So as of now, if the challenge remain only to prove it the reliable tool.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Uday Shetty. He says, what are your suggestions to training institute which are training tool and die makers and tool designers in line with the advancement in tooling industry? I feel still the training provided is old fashioned.
I think his observation is quite right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the tooling institutes, there are tooling institutes, dedicated tooling institutes for this kind of business where they teach injection mold, stamping, everything they teach. Okay. But now they can adopt the latest technology. I think they should give more exposure to the students on the design simulation, and then uh, how the tryouts happen, what are the challenges. They can more focus on, if I talk about stamping, they can include a little bit of more of a sheet metal theory into that, so that people understand how the material behaves, what are the different kinds, where these things have to be taught by the die maker or OEM to when the people come. Okay. If the
Right.
institutes train them on these basics, right? Okay. And they in their shops or practical. And of course, as I said earlier in my answer, so something as a tool maker also, industry as a whole, we also have to contribute. On their own, they will have their own limitation. They cannot have setups like us, okay, where they can give some practical exposure, they can give some practical experience, they can show them the critical tools. That is not possible. Okay. But theory aspect they can cover. They can uh, cover up of the some simulation or some CAD CA software. They can provide that. But coming to having an experience of the big tools development, looking at it real time happening, they cannot do on their own 100%. So there, both way it has to come up. Okay. From fraternity who are interested party, and we are an important stakeholder, and they are also important stakeholder. If those two stakeholders come together, and then things can be improved. Okay. So I think his question was how institutes can do, but they can do many things. Also, industry can do something.
Okay. Okay. From Mr. Bhavik again, can you provide an example where you implemented a new process or technology that significantly improved die making operations?
Okay. So I will give just example. Okay. Earlier, right from start, you go to from design. Okay. So if your design software can be automated, okay, it captures your intelligence. It gives you some of the inputs. Then you have a good head start. Suppose your simulation goes into robustness. Okay. So it goes on robustness. And in manufacturing, you go for very precise and high speed machining, something like that. Then from heat treatment process, you move from a typical way to go to into technologies like lasers. Okay. And then and to try to de-skill things. Okay. Then if your built-in quality at every stage is right, then all these technologies will help you.
Okay.
And of course, for training the people, also you should use technologies now. A lot of things are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One sec. Any more questions? Anyone? One question from Mr. Manoj. My question, he's from Godrej Tooling, and he says, my question is tool maker's point of view. How do stamping die manufacturer approach to meet quality maturation of parts and consistency of dies, particularly for high tensile and skin panel parts? What is the standard lead time in current trend of tooling?
Can you just come again on the last part of it?
How do stamping die manufacturer approach to meet quality maturation of parts and consistency of dies, particularly for high tensile and skin panel parts? What is the standard lead time in current trend of tooling?
Okay. So that's what my focus was there. How you like you develop one die, okay, and you get some results, okay, in the first part or even but how you correlate those results, okay? You had did something in the engineering, you did something in design, and how it failed in the how it worked in the practical world. So if you are on a constant learning path, if you are trying to correlate what I did, whether it worked, not work, and what will be my course action next. So that way one way of it. And of course, to be very pure technical, we should improve on the robustness of your processes, improve your built-in quality, what was theoretically done, whether it is rightly done, and how you are trying it out, whether you are doing a proper analytic analysis, you are doing a proper DOE, and you take a right decision to go to the path of maturation of the part quality. So
Okay,
this sounds easy, but it's a little bit tricky when you come to very high tensile parts. Okay.
right. Next question is from Mr. Saurabh, and this is the most interesting question in this platform ever. He says, Sir, if you had to be 25 years old again, starting fresh in automotive field and beginning everything from scratch, what top suggestions, guidance, and tips would you give to your younger self based on your life experience?
Oh, I think this is a very good question. Let me appreciate the person who has asked this question because
Mr.
now
Saurabh Chitli. Yeah.
Saurabh, yes, thank you, Saurabh. I think this is very pertinent questions. I was then now I am trying to reflect. I after completing 27, 28 years in the sea, it's very good to say uh, that you should have passion, love everything. But what is said is a very pertinent question. If I go back 25 years back, but there, my advice to my the younger version will be that uh, think what you want to do, and if you are going to love that, only do that. If you are not comfortable doing that, what is in front of you or what you have chosen, then a course correction. But do whatever you are doing with love and passion. Don't be disgruntled if this is not my cup of tea, or this is forced on me, or this is I have chosen by force or because of the situation. There will be situation in life. Okay, you can't have everything as per your wish or choice. But assess yourself, see what is your liking, your passion, your long-term goal, your short-term goal, where you want to be in life. Not only by designation, not only by uh, salary or something, in terms of your self satisfaction or happiness by doing any kind of job per se. Okay, so maybe I would have thought like start something and maybe explore more something. Okay, so there are always debate on how can a person be in the same field for so many years. Okay, that's a different side of looking at it, but different side it like every some years you try explore new things. So I might think that in a fashion also.
Okay.
Thank you, Saurabh, for
Yes.
asking this
Thank
question.
you. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sparing your time and sharing all your experience and learning with us. I'm sure everyone has learned something new. And I truly appreciate the time and effort you have taken to share, your experience with us. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Nishat and Tagma.
Everybody,
Yeah. And
thanks.
thank you all the participants who join online. I hope I could answer your questions, and that brings some value to you in a professional and personal life. And all keep rising.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
As
you.
for attendees, thank you so much, you all, for joining us. Stay tuned for the next Tool Talk. We'll get back to you very soon. Happy New Year to everyone in advance. We'll connect again in January 2026. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.